You can trust Sharron Angle. Imagine having somebody that you can trust in office. You know, that's why she's the right person. That's why Mark Levin endorsed her. That's why she's gotten all the endorsements she has. Because you can look at her record and measure it. I love what the guy who emceed our show, or our event in Las Vegas, what was his name?
Steve Commander.
Steve Commander. He said there was a story where a little girl came to her daddy and said, "Daddy, how come fairy tales always begin with once upon a time?" And he said, "Oh, baby, that's not how fairy tales begin. They always begin with, if I'm elected." and you know why they have to? You know why they have to say that? Because they have nothing to stand on. They have no record to stand on. You got nothing to gauge these people with. And that's Sharron's. I love how they described her as so many votes and Angle.
Yeah.
55 to Angle. I love 45 to Angle or whatever it was. I love that. And she was, no, you're not going to take our liberties away. You're not going to overly tax us. You're not going to burden us with bureaucracy. Okay? That's what I love about this. Everybody talked to me, and people were saying, you know, she's just so real, and she's just so this. I said, she's genuine. They're like, that's the word. You know why you can't equate that word to politicians. Genuine. Maybe knucklehead that follows it. That's not a word that we usually describe a politician as. But this is absolutely the person. You know, I've been accused of wanting perfect candidates. Yeah, I do want one. As perfect as that person can be. And all I ask of that person to do is to stand on principle and be honest and be tough. And that's who we got here. Yeah.
True conservative with a proven track record. You folks probably don't know, but I was a candidate for the U.S. Senate against Harry Reid when this whole thing first started, and there were only two of us, Sharron Angle and I. And we were out talking to people, basically echoing each other at these summer functions. And eventually, I guess about 6 months into the campaign, I got a call. And it was Sharron Angle, let's have dinner on Sunday. I went, what the heck's that all about? So my wife and I figured, well, we'll go over, there'll be 20 operatives there at the dinner, and we'll see what they have to say and what they're trying to convince us we ought to do. So Sue and I go over, and there's Sharron, Ted, there's nobody else there. So we're kind of looking at each other like, where's everybody going to come from to tell us what we got to do? But Ted's cooking the steaks, and Sharon's making the salad. Next thing you know, we're sitting down at dinner. We suddenly realize, looking at it, nobody else is going to show up here. So we have dinner, and then we start talking about politics. And next thing you know, we look up, and it's like, well, midnight. Sue's kind of nodding out. Ted's, he's getting woozy, and I'm kind of fading. And there's Sharron, just getting warmed up. So then I realized that when you go to Sharon's house, you better check her ego at the door. You better be packing along your stamina, because she's got it. She won't stop, and she's coming. So with that, I'd like to introduce the toughest pound-for-pound conservative candidate in the country, Sharron Angle.
Wow. I've not heard that story from his point of view. I'm Sharron Angle. I'm running for the people's seat in the U.S. Senate, opposing let's make a deal, tax and spend, this war has lost Harry Reid. Characterizing him so many times as let's make a deal, Harry Reid, as I don't want you to forget what kind of a man he is. I don't want you to forget the things he said. We have to remember that he is, well, I call him my best campaigner because he says the things out of his mouth that are actually destructive to our country. And David Jeffers, thank you very much, David, for bringing that home. For letting us know just how much damage this man has done. We know that he's been waterboarding our economy for over a year and a half, and people say, why do you say that, Sharron? Well, the reason I say it is because we are being tortured, especially in this state, by high unemployment, by high foreclosure rates, by a loss in tourism. We are the example. If people want to know where we're headed in this country, just take a look at Nevada. We're the foremost in what happens when you destroy a nation's economy. We can tell them firsthand what it feels like to be worried, to be uncertain about, am I going to have a job? Am I going to be able to stay in my house? These are realities, and we're all living with them right here, right now, and I lay it right on Harry Reid's doorstep. He has given not only his consent, but he has been pushing this kind of stuff through us. He has given us a stimulus bill. He has given us a bailout bill. He has given us Obamacare. This man will not stop until he's given us amnesty, and he's taxing every bit of energy that we use. This man is determined to push through the biggest government takeover in the history of our country, and we're the only ones that can do anything about it. It's just like David Jeffers said, it's up to us, and we've got to get rid of this man. He is not too big to fail.